What's up, guys? Artistvision1 here. As you can tell from the title, wherever it appears here, we're doing a requested video here, plus a little bit extra here. As you guys may have saw in the live, Andrew donated a little bit of scratch. Thank you once again, Andrew. Because he wanted to see, he started his own little board game collection there. You're welcome. So he was just like, I want to see you get some more board games, but I have one restriction, and that is you have to get something vintage. So I got that, plus he wanted to see some other things in my collection, and plus I have picked up a couple things, and so we're going to do all that here today. But first, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App in the description. So if you want to see stuff like this, you know, if you're like, hey, I want to see you unbox something, I want to see you do something, you can donate to that. You can make request videos, whether it be unboxings, whether it be mukbangs, whether it be, hey, story time. If you want to hear like a fucked up story from my past, let me know, man. I'll hook you up. If you want to see something very specific, there's also the Amazon wish list in the description. That is set up to ship directly to me. You don't have to come and ask for my address, anything like that. All you got to do is click, boom, it comes to me. If it's not in the Amazon wish list, let me know. And how do you let me know? Come over to the YouTube-friendly Facebook page, and you can message me there. I'll throw it in the wish list. Boom, it comes over. And on top of that, I'm still waiting for all you people who said that would buy it. There's still the Cool Spoofer t-shirt available on Teespring right there. I don't know if you could tell, but the first thing I do want to mention is non-board game related anything. This tells you how well Facebook advertising works, and that is, I have these in my mouth right now, grinds, right there. Not bad. They're coffee pouches that you place in your mouth, and it's like coffee, but it's just a pouch. And I'm not a big coffee drinker, but this is cinnamon roll. That's what I currently have in my mouth, and that's what she said. And this is wintergreen, so... Alright, so I just wanted to show those off. So if you hear me clicking my lips, that's probably why, because I have one on this side, one on this side. So, let's get into it. I'll start off with the small one. This is not part of Andrew's donation. I will tell you which ones are part of Andrew's donation. This one I actually picked up today, because I actually recorded this video last night to upload today, on Saturday. But I went out today and I stopped at Goodwill and I found two pretty cool things. This one right here only cost me 88 cents, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to grab that. And that is Connect 4 and More. I believe it is a Connect 4 card game, so to speak. So I was like, for 88 cents, and it was originally $7. Look, there's the original price right there, $7. Yeah, there it is right there. It's a Connect 4 card game or tile game. And there's like other ways to play. There's like, I think they said like 6 different games I think you can play with this. It doesn't say how many games, but there's like other different games. Like you can play the traditional Connect 4, and then you can play where you have to make your opponent Connect 4, and then your opponent has to like prevent himself from getting 4 in a row. So I was like, that's an interesting twist on the game. If I can just get it back in the box. So once I saw like the original price was $7 and it was 88 cents, I was like, okay, we're gonna grab this. At first I wasn't gonna grab it. Do they fit in the goddamn box? Well, what the shit? Alright, you know what? Fuck this. Put it in like that. That's the instructions on. Pain in my ass. So yeah. Excuse me. So Connect 4 and More. There's also ones where you have to just get 4 of any color. You have to stack the tiles. I mean, there's like all different sorts of games in here. So, you know, this is one of the rare games that it's kind of hard to evolve. Like you can evolve Monopoly. You can evolve a game that I have over here that's kind of evolved. We'll get to that one. You can evolve Yahtzee, Clue, such like that. But this is kind of a rare one that you don't see evolved that often. I think the only one they really involved besides this was the U-Build Connect 4, which I didn't really like the U-Build series. That's why I never really... I've come across them many times in the thrift stores, but I never really came across them. I never really bought them. So I figured I'd get that because that's unique right there. And the other one I bought at Goodwill today, I had to get this. Once I saw it and it was only $1.88, I made some good tips this week at my job. So I was like, all right, it's basically this right here And this one over here practically free because it was free money. But I had to get this. I saw it, and once I saw it was a $1.88, I was like, I have to get it just on pure principle of getting it. It is a variation of Twister. See, another game that evolves. You know, Connect 4 doesn't evolve that much. But I had to get it, and that is the Twister Moves, the Hannah Montana edition. Come on, I had to get this right here, man. This, come on, man. You get 2 CDs, two mats and everything. Plus, on top of that, I noticed one thing. It is a one-player game. You can play this with one player. So, I'm just saying, there might be a video one day. I'm just saying, you know. I'm not saying, but just saying. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I had to get this. Once I saw it, I was like, oh, that's got to go with the collection, you know. So, yeah, I grabbed that. So, that's what I grabbed this morning at Goodwill. Now, the first one that I'm going to show you here from the other video that I made last night that is deleted. This one right here, me and Andrew were actually talking about it, and he was like, oh, I can't wait to see that. I was like, well, I actually bought it 2 years ago. But if you want to see it, I bought it from an app called Macari, which is a pretty cool app. The best way I can describe it is basically like the Facebook Marketplace, if it were its own app, but you buy from other people and such like that. But I got scammed the first time I was on the app, and they've really changed since then. But I bought this from it. It was one of the rare. I've only bought like a handful of items from this app. I think I've only bought 4 things. I bought this. I bought a Sorry game. I bought a Power Ranger Morpher. I don't even know the other thing I bought, to be honest. Wasn't it something Dennis Rodman? Did I buy a Dennis Rodman thing from there? I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, I bought this. It is a different edition of Yahtzee. It is the Bank of America edition of Yahtzee there. And right here it has all the Bank of America symbols. The 6 is, of course, the Bank of America logo. And it has like little symbols there like the piggy bank calculator, stock market safe, such like that. I got this for free, essentially, because when I first signed up for Macari, they don't do it anymore, apparently, but when I first signed up, they gave me a free $10 credit. And the person that was selling this, it was $10 free shipping. So, boom, it was free. So, there's the dice right there, and as you can see, I've never played it. Because for a while, like before I got the laptop that Andrew helped me out with, I would come down here to the spot that you're looking at now, and I would literally play in my Yahtzees. I would play General Mills Yahtzee, Triple Yahtzee, Coke, Back to the Future. I would play these while I was just fucking around down here watching television here. But then once I got the laptop, I went that bullshit. So yeah, the Bank of America Yahtzee. You know, it's not one you really see every day. And I can't remember if there is a... I'm pretty sure there's a Monopoly version, I think. I don't think there is, now I think about it. But the Bank of America Yahtzee. And speaking of Yahtzee, I think one night I was just looking up Yahtzees, you know, as I tend to do on eBay. And I saw this one. Great price. But it didn't have the box. And for the really like special edition of Yahtzees, like these right here, that's cool. If it has a canister, all right, I'm in, cool. But like for something like Back to the Future, you know, the one that comes with the flux capacitor and everything, I want the box. Okay. For the Coke one that has like the nice little Coke glass and everything, little plastic, you know, I want the box. So for this one right here, I was like, man, I want the box. But it was a great price, so I almost bought it. But I was like, you know what? Let me see if anybody else has it. So I looked them up, and, you know, they're usually high-priced. And that's what I came across. With the box, it was, you know, I was seeing like 20, 25. I've seen them for as high as 40. You know, I've seen this one go for big bucks, you know. But there was one guy selling it for $11.99 free shipping. And the one that I was looking at for no box, it was $9.62 with the shipping and everything. So thankfully this guy had the make an offer thing open. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to offer him the exact same price, $9.62. And if he takes it, he takes it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And thankfully he took it. So I was able to get this with the box. It doesn't have the plastic so I can display it properly, but it does have the box, so I'm happy with that. And that is the Family Guy edition of Yahtzee right here. I wish I had the plastic for it, but it comes in the Hinden Peter right there, as you see. It comes in the Hinden Peter right there. So I believe the dice are inside. Yep, I just put the dice in there, not the scorecards or anything. But there's Meg, Chris, Peter. I forgot his name for a second. Brian, which FYI, that's my favorite Family Guy character, in case anybody's curious. Stewie, and where's old Lois at? Where's the old battle axe? And Lois. But like I said, I really like to have the plastic, so like it would display on a shelf better, like it would be, so like when I put it on a shelf, it would display like that. That'd be really cool. But hey, I at least got the box. I almost didn't even have the box, so I'll take what I can get. And there's the Family Guy scorecards and everything. So those are really cool. But yeah, with the for $9.82, and like I think I've seen these for as high as $40 before. Hey, I'll take that. Hey, I got the Futurama Yahtzee for like $15, free shipping, and it was. I mean, that thing goes for big bucks now. The way I designed these, to stack these, the next three are going to be Andrew's donation. These were all bought with Andrew's donation. Then we're going to do one that's just, I bought. So the first one here, we actually did on the live on Thursday night. And me and a couple people, we were having a blast with it. It was a good game. And this is not one of the vintage one that I bought. But me and a couple of people, not a lot of people showed up at the live, but the people who did and that actually joined in on this game, I like to say we had a fucking blast with it. We had fun. And I just looked up board games because once I got the donation from Andrew, I just went to eBay and typed in board game as I tend to do. If I get bored, no pun intended, I'll go to eBay and just type in board game and just scroll and just see what's good. That's what I tend to do. So, and this popped up. I never heard of it. I read about it and I was like, wow, this actually sounds like a lot of fun. And I have a friend who's really into music. So I told him, I was like, hey man, we need to go live one night, and like we did with Wrestle Talk Trivia, those guys, -1. And he was like, yeah, we got to do that. So I got it, and that is Mixtape. I always think the lens is over here. Mixtape, right there. And for those of you who weren't at the live, what it is, it's I wouldn't say Cards Against Humanity. I keep saying Cards Against Humanity, but it's really not. But what it is that you get a scenario. So you'll get if you had but one metal song to listen to while stranded on a deserted island, what would it be? So then all the players would pick their or play their one metal song. In our case, like on the live, we just said whatever one we would pick, and whoever, then you all have to make a consensus on who had the best one, and then you get a point. So I mean, like some of the songs that people came up with for some of their questions, some of the questions that I read off were just like I think Diana Beth had probably one of the weirdest ones. The question was, name a song that reminds you of your ex, and hers was Enter Sandman by Metallica. I thought that was a weird one. And I can't remember the question, but Smash Mouth by All Star was another weird one. I can't remember what the question was though, but I remember it had nothing to do with with that question. I don't know what the hell, that's an odd choice. But yeah, Mixtape, man, really fun game. We had a blast with it in the live, so maybe we'll whip that out during some lives every now and then. Now the next one here, as you guys know, I do some stuff with Pressman Toys, and this is from Pressman, but they didn't send it to me this time. I actually went out and bought a Pressman toy here. But when Andrew said, hey, get something vintage, so I was looking up some stuff, and I came across this. Now, it's technically a vintage game, but it's just in an updated box. So technically, Pressman kind of like, this game kind of went away for a while. And Pressman, think of it as like your movie on DVD, okay? Movie kind of went out of print. And then like a company was just like, I kind of want that. So, we're going to bring it back and put it like in a new box and everything, and then put it back out. That's essentially what they did with this. And I mainly got it because I bought one for the kid for her 3rd birthday. And I'm pretty sure I could bet any amount of money. If you gave me any amount of money, I could double down on it and say that her mother has no idea where it is. So I was like, I'm gonna buy this one. So the next time I go see her, we're gonna play because we're gonna elbow each other. I don't do that like, oh, you're a little kid, you're supposed to win. Nah, we're gonna elbow each other playing this game, and that game is Mr. Bucket. That is right, good old Mr. Bucky. Buzz command in my mouth from Mr. Bucket. Buckets of fun, you know. So I think me and the kid are gonna have a blast because now she's 5, you know, and she's old enough to recognize, you know, stuff like this. Like I showed her last time I went, I showed her Hi Ho Cheerio, and she thought that was fun. So something like this, you know, I'd be like, get out of here, you know. Not really. I'm not gonna elbow my kid in the face, but we are gonna play this, and I think we're gonna have fun. You know, this is a classic from the. This originally came out in the 90s, right? I'm pretty sure it was the 90s. If it came out in the 80s, then it had to be the late 80s. But I'm pretty sure it was the 90s. Because that's when the commercial was popular. But yeah, Pressman Toys, who I usually do some business with every now and then, they make this. So there you go, Mr. Bucket. We are going to do this one last because that's the best one. Now, again, as you guys know, like I just said, I usually do some business for Pressman Toys. And every fall, they release their new games. And earlier this fall, I went to Target.com because, you know, they released some Target exclusives. You know, Pinky Lamar could tell you about that. And I was like, let me go see what's good. And I didn't really see anything that caught my fancy where I was just like, okay, I'm going to message him and see if I can review that for him. But something did catch my eye. The clearance game section on Target. So I was like, huh, that's interesting. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but Hasbro actually came out with a collection of what are they called? Parody games. Like they came out with Monopoly for Millennials, which at first was a Target exclusive, but now I kind of see that all over. I kind of see it in Walmart and other places. But they also came out with what are the other ones they came out with? They came out with Life, what is it? Life, Quarter Life. What the hell is it called? I always forget the name of that one. But they came out with a Life one. Life Twist and Turns. No, that's a variation. I don't know, but it's a shorter version of Life. It doesn't look good. But anyway, they came out with different versions of certain Hasbro games, Hasbro favorites. I saw this one over here, and it was on there for $6. And if you're a red card holder like me, then you get free shipping. So I was like, sold. I'm going to buy that. So I went ahead and picked up this one right here. That is Mystery Date Catfish. And it is dating in the digital age. And they kind of updated the game a little bit. Whereas the original, there was more of a board game aspect to this, where you would travel around a board and kind of collect different parts to get your mystery date. Like you would have to get like 3 items and then attempt to open the door to your mystery date. Whereas here you just collect cards and then you have to open the door and get your mystery date, or you get catfished. So a pretty simple take on a classic game. So it's not as I mean, like, it's not like the previous game is that convoluted or anything like that. But still, for $6, I was like, wow, that's I'm just knocking over my shit over here. But for $6, I was like, I'm gonna pick that up. That ain't bad for $6, you know. So Mystery Date Catfish, dating in the digital age. I wish I could remember the other ones. I can't remember what they call that Life one. You know, and I think they have one out right now, Monopoly Socialism. That's one that's out right now. That one's going for big money. A couple others they have out. I think they have a parody of Clue, I think. Is it? Yeah, I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway. All right, and lastly we have over here, this is one I've been wanting since I moved to Iowa and started hardcore collecting. Like, once I started getting into the eBay thing and started, you know, buying shit off of eBay, games off of eBay and everything, I actually came across this, and I was just like, oh my god, I gotta have that. But it was like $25. I've seen it for as high as like $37. 37. That's not a hint to what's over here, but you know, Andrew said get something vintage. I want to get something vintage. So I was like, you know what? Let me see if this is any cheaper. And again, it was around the same price, about $20, you know, something like that. I was like, I don't want to pay $20, man. But I saw one, and it was $5.99, and then $8 shipping, and that's bidding. I usually don't like to bid. I'm usually like a buy it now type of guy. But the time on it left was like a day and 4 hours. So I was like, I like those odds. So I bid on it, and I'll be damned, I won it. So I was like, that's a great fucking deal. I'm going to take that shit. Now, believe it or not, there's actually 2 games based on this movie. It's a movie-based game. And I have the other one I showed you guys a long, long time ago. Probably don't remember. And now I have the second game, and that is Wayne's World, the worst dice game ever. Not. This one right here, I've been wanting this for so freaking long, and now I have it. It's phenomenal. It's basically a liar's dice type of game, but you can't say liar's dice in the game. That's a rule. And there is the scorecard right there. But what it is, though, it's essentially a liar's dice game, but but it's a little different. You have to guess. So if you have 4 people playing, so everybody gets 5 dice. Okay, so there are all the things. There is a dream, sequence, extreme close-up, party time, swing, babe, fished in, bottom feeder, and hurl. So all 4 players would slam their dice down, and then one person would say, okay, you have to guess all the dice. So there's 20 dice between 4 players, so you have to guess, all right, between all the dice, there's going to be 5 babes. And then the next person will say, no, there's going to be 7 babes. And the next person, 8 babes. Okay, not. And then that person has to show, and if the person is right, there's 8 babes, they get points. Whereas if there's less than 8 babes, the person before them gets points. And pretty cool game. And you have to use the terminology. You can't say, 8 fours. You have to say babes. You have to say swing. You have to say that. It's in the rule book. That's the funny thing. You can't say liar's dice. You can't say liar. You have to say not. You have to say that. It's literally written in the rules. I'm not just making this shit up. Like here it is right here. It's on here. Right there. So, there are the dice. Man, I'm just keep knocking over shit. There are the dice right there. A lot of different emblems. There's, let's see. There's babe. Right there. There's extreme close-up. Oh, let's see. What do we got? What is this one? I don't even know what that one is. What the hell is that one? Oh, okay. That one's party time. The 10:30 right there. There is swing right there. So really cool. And there's a little cup. Okay. But there's the cups right there. So this is one I've been wanting for my collection. And the other one that I have is the Wayne's World 3D card game. That has the glasses and everything like that. Which this was a weird property to have a board game of back in '92. This wasn't like the 80s and 70s where like you could throw a rock and hit a property with a movie tie-in or a board game tie-in. I mean, it wasn't like Mork and Mindy, the board game. It wasn't like Laverne and Shirley, the board game. Happy Days, the board game, where every fucking thing had a board game. I mean, in the 90s, they still had them, but it just wasn't as common as they were. So, like your big movies like Batman, of course, that's going to have a board game. Power Rangers, that's going to have a board game. But you would not expect Wayne's World to have a board game. Or a game, I should say. So, the back of it's a little smushed in, but I don't care because I finally have it. It's mine now. It will be mine. Oh, yes. It will be mine. And it is mine. So, there we go. So, that is everything here I have to show you here. This, and where's the other thing at? Mixtape. And Mixtape here. This was Andrew's donation right here. So thank you, Andrew, for that right there. And the other stuff, I hope you guys enjoyed here. I will see you guys hopefully Monday or Tuesday with Game On, Game Over Part 2. I'm thinking about introducing a new character in that one. I'm kind of rewriting the script in my head. That's how all the Game Ons happen. So yeah, again, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App in the description down below. If you want to see more videos like this, Amazon wishlist or donations, either one. And if you don't want to do any of that bullshit, there is the YouTuber-friendly Facebook page. And to the people who said they would buy it, remember, get your cool spoofer t-shirts at Teespring. And until next time, I am the Artist Version 1. And guess what? I'm out.